Hello, it's Randi Rhodes. Here's a clip from our show, and go to randyrhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.
Mary had a little lamb.
The fall. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Believe me. Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show. Turn up your mind.
Perhaps you mistook them for somebody who gives a damn for what you just described. That's the problem. See, the thing is, they don't believe in governance. They don't believe in governance, and that requires some acts of government to do that. But just what you described is what Mr. Chuck Schumer, is proposing that we do with some of the resources in the bill. And that you described Chuck Schumer's proposal exactly. In addition to the HEROES Act, if we're talking about how much and how long and how targeted, if we're going to juggle some of this money, let's focus it where it's going to do the most good. And basically, economists tell us, spend the money, invest the money for those who need it the most, because they will spend it. It will be a stimulus, or at least a stabilization.
That's right. So Nancy Pelosi says it just bare, flat out, for everybody to hear. Perhaps you mistook the GOP for people who give a damn. Because they don't give a damn, that would be a mistake on your part, okay? That's where we're effing up everybody. We mistake the GOP as competent, and we mistake them as people who give a damn about 32 million Americans, or about 55 million Americans, or about 4.8 million Americans who have contracted or COVID, or the 159,433 who have died. They don't give a damn. They don't. They couldn't care less. So don't mistake them for somebody who gives a damn. Now, this whole thing with government, Rand Paul was, I can't stand that man. I understand exactly why his neighbor beat the crap out of him. I just get it. But Rand Paul, giving the Rand a bad name. Rand Paul said, government is not the answer. Government is not the Excuse me. You have my money. You better answer when I knock on the door. They're very quick to take your money, aren't they? They take it out every week. They take out your FICA taxes. They take out your state taxes. They take out city taxes. They take out federal taxes. Oh, they're very quick to take. But when you knock on the door and say, all right, give it back now. Give it back. We're in trouble here. The economy has contracted almost 33%. You know why? Do the math. Okay, if you got 55 million people without work, we have a population of about 160 million working people. That's a third of our economy that doesn't have work. That's why the economy contracted by a third. It all lines up really, really perfectly when you simplify the mystery of large numbers. It's very easy to understand. We're the ones that drive the economy, our spending. They take our money, we gladly give it because we believe in a civilized society, and that is what taxes buy you. But here you have society coming apart at the seams, and they don't want to give your money back to you. They want to redistribute your money to the very, very wealthy. You have to remember that these freaks in the Senate, let me play a little Sherrod Brown, okay? Because Sherrod Brown of Ohio, senator from Ohio, laid it out last night really, really well. He tried to tell, and I don't know how many people are watching C-SPAN, okay? I couldn't tell you. But he laid it out really well last night when he pointed out to the American people, all those who would watch, his colleagues are freaking millionaires. That's who they are. Don't mistake them for people who give a damn.
It's pretty unbelievable to hear people on this side of the aisle making $175,000 a year as U.S. senators. Most of my colleagues are millionaires, and they complain that these unemployed workers are getting $600 a week. They complain that these workers are getting too much money as we earn $175,000 a year. You know, I'm not really sure how Mitch McConnell has spent his summer. What I do know is that in May, the House of Representatives passed the HEROES Act. It helped local governments. It helped people stay in their homes so they wouldn't be evicted. It helped our public school system. It provided $600 to unemployed workers. The House did that in May. Now, I don't know what Senator McConnell's done since, through May, through June, through July, now into August. Last week, Senator McConnell finally came up with a plan. Does nothing to extend the $600 a week. It does nothing to keep people in their homes and help pay the bills. The last thing we should want is a tidal wave of evictions, so that people go into crowded homeless shelters and or sleep in their cousins' basements because they don't have a place to live. That bill does nothing to help state and local governments. Their plan has $0 for communities for Clark County, Ohio, or Clark County, Nevada. We know how hard their budgets have been hit. Ohio's governor has already announced $750 million in state budget cuts, including education and Medicaid. Counties and cities and towns are facing similar impossible choices. We know with hundreds of thousands of Ohioans out of a job, if they don't get the $600 a week, it will mean more of them go into poverty, more of them have trouble feeding their families. More of them will go to homeless shelters. It will only get worse if we don't step in.
And the Republicans say there's no point in continuing. There's no point. We don't want to continue with the talks. We're going home. Because they don't give a damn. This is a country that is made up of families. This is a country that is made up of people who work, sometimes 2 jobs, sometimes 3. People who try very hard every single day. Find joy in their lives every single day. No, happiness is not a state of mind. It comes in moments, and they live for those moments. Try to stay healthy. Try to do the best by their kids. Try to keep the roof over their heads. Try to show up and do a little bit extra at work. Try to be good neighbors and good people. And they have their freaking knee on our necks every minute of every day. Because they don't give a damn.
When you talk about children and families who are in fear of eviction, this means a great deal to children to be insecure about their housing. Some of them will become homeless because the Republicans are nickel and diming our children. These families are crying out for the $600. They're nickel and diming the economic security of children's families.
It's not just nickel and diming, Nance, okay? It is bloating the stimulus bill that they offered, bloating it up with weapons bazaar money, with $2 billion for a refurbished FBI headquarters instead of moving it because Donald Trump is scared of competition. The amount of crap lobbied for much wanted paid legislation that is in the Republicans' so-called stimulus package is so wasteful and so unneeded at this time. So it's worse than nickel and dime. We have election protection money we need, okay? We need post office money to go out the door. Like I said, the states, the communities, the locals, they need money because their budgets exploded taking care of patients in public hospitals. I mean, this is the biggest con. Oh, government, don't come knock, don't answer, don't come to government for the answer. It's our money. We're knocking. You better freaking answer the door. Answer the door. Go to RandiRhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.